Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good morning. So, you guys just saw what I was playing around with in Canva last night. I just thought, you know what? I like my Halloween intro, but I can make another one. I want it to be more spooky, because Halloween is a bit spooky. So, I thought I'd just play around using different music and different stuff. And there was the result. I hope you guys like it. So, speaking of spooky, Chantal went live this morning. Good news, everybody. The live was not that long, uh, mainly due to the fact that she was buffering a lot, and that was really irritating her. So the live itself was 24 minutes, but y'all, I was listening in, and Spicy Rose is going to come out. It's just going to happen. She was saying things that I'm like, really, Chantal? I'm over here having my cup of Earl Grey tea, and you're already irritating me. So I'm going to go off on her. Aside from that, a little news for those who don't know. So it was reported a while back that he went into job training. He does have a job. He is working. Now, a lot of people were wondering, is he doing this for Chantal because they're trying to get a place together? Nobody was quite sure at that time. Then recently, Chantal came online and said that she got approved. Like she begged and she begged and she begged and she got approved. Huh. My mind immediately went to, well, who was the co-signer? Because she needed a co-signer. The last apartment that she had in Canada had to be done with a co-signer, her mom. But her mom's not going to do it this time. So who is the fool that co-signed? Well, I think we got our answer. It's Pete's. Pete's is the co-signer. Maybe the very reason why he got a job in the first place was because of Chantal. I mean, he went months and months without working. Then all of a sudden she needs a place and he's on it. Time to get my butt up and get a job. So now he has a job. And thanks to the subbies that got in my comments this morning, Pete did a live last night, and the subbies just told me that Chantal was in there dominating as usual when it was not even her chat. And Pete was asked twice, would he move in with Chantal? And he said he probably would. So that question wasn't just given to him once, it was given to him twice. Well, what have I got to say about that? Sometimes in life, you got to learn really, really hard lessons. And you're going to keep learning them until you learn them. They're going to keep coming at you until you finally get it. I don't think Pizza's gotten it yet. I know that Mom has. I think Mom finally learned and woke up and drank the coffee, and that's why she's shutting the door on Chantal. But Pete hasn't learned quite yet. It's going to take something of epic proportions for Pete to learn. Maybe her screwing him over one more time might just do it. And that's exactly what's going to happen. She is going to screw him over, and he's going to learn. Maybe one day he will. So yeah, it would seem like maybe Pete is the one that's responsible for the co-signing, helping her get into the place because he can show a pay stub. Chantal is desperate to live somewhere where her name is not on the lease because of her money troubles in Canada due to her bankruptcy. She wants to find a way to hide from the government. Well, you can run, but you can't hide forever, Chantal. You're going to get found. And not because I'm sending anybody after you. That ain't it. No, it's just that, once you run and you run and you run, things eventually catch up to you. So I blabbed enough. I'll give my further thoughts as we go along. You guys know what time it is. It is time for the Twitter peeps. All right, it's time for the Twitter peeps. Let's just jump into it. All right, so for those of you that are on Twitter, that you'd like to follow me on Twitter, there's my handle, Well Girl Sarah. And for those of you that you're not really fans of Twitter, I get it. It can be a bit crazy. I do the Twitter peeps so y'all can keep up with all the stuff that people are saying. Milkers says, oh, now Pete's is her BFF. If only she felt this way when he was blank. Enigma 2025 says, fighting with Pete's, it's his chat. Let Pete's run it, Chantal. If he wants them there, that's his decision. So, yeah, all of a sudden, Pete's has value to Chantal, whereas for over 2 years, he didn't have any value. Remember what I said, y'all? When a narcissist, when a narc, when a scammer, when they need you, they love you. They will love bomb you. They will be your best friend. They'll make those phone calls. They'll drop by your house. But the moment they don't need you, you're of no importance to them. So I guess now because Pete has a job and he's got money, that he's valuable again. And suddenly she's all over him like a disease. So here's what Foodie in his chat. There's Pete's. There she is in the chat. She says in the chat, I have to say, as your BFF, are you really the BFF? I am kind of disappointed you allow so many of this crap talkers talk so much crap about me in your chat. I wouldn't let people say stuff about you like that. Chantal, you really need to know how to mind your business. You are such a control freak. It's one thing for you to control yourself, which you don't do, or you want to control your own chat. You want to do stuff on your own channel, go for it. But you micromanage everybody else and nobody asked you to. This is Pete's channel. Let him do what he wants. Let people say what they want. It's his audience, not yours. Mind your business. And while we're here, Chantal, while we're here, you may not come over here and tell my subs what to do. Jumping in my comments of my latest video, Sarah Lee. You will not come over here and bark orders at my subbies. I ain't having it, ma'am. Sitting there calling my subbies crazy when you're the one that you make up sock accounts talking to yourself. That's just crazy. I'm sorry. Acting crazy and then accusing other people of being crazy, that's just crazy work. But you're coming over to my channel acting like you got some kind of authority here. Ma'am, this is my channel. If you don't like what I'm saying, stay off it. And don't come off like you're some boss on my channel. I ain't having it. If you don't like it, don't look. If you don't like what you're listening to, then stop listening to it, stupid. But don't come over here acting like you got some kind of authority. I will not have it. I absolutely will not have it. But going back to Pete's, this is what she's saying. Foodie Beauty says, it's his channel, Canuck Girl, but as they know, he's my BFF and they should respect. Chantal, you use titles as manipulation. You're calling Pete your best friend forever when he was never your friend. He was just a known resource. I guess you don't want your beezers to know about your past with Pete's, do you? But I'm going to let them know. Pete's and Chantal met in high school. And at that time, Pete's was picked on. He was bullied. Y'all want to know where the name Pete's came from? Because at that time, he had severe acne. So they called him Pizza Face. And to this day, Chantal calls him a shorter version of that really nasty name. Pete's comes from Pizza Face. So they met in high school. And she was one of the people that was bullying Pete's. But she liked him. Showing pictures of his private parts to people. Yeah. And then he really didn't want to be in a relationship with her, and she kind of like pushed him into it, and he gave into her. So they ended up being together, and she cheated on him multiple times. Then she got with BB. And while she was with BB, she was taking money from Pete's. Then when BB had enough of her, she went running back to Pete's because of her bankruptcy problems, and she couldn't get a place on her own. Pete's put his name on the dotted line for the lease. She's always kept Pete's around to use him for something. And if she can't use him for something, then she doesn't talk to him. And he puts up with it. He really, really does. Because he cares about her. Because there's no one else to show him there's better people in the world. He's not interested to find out either. I mean, it's what he wants to do. But she knows she can get away with dominating Pete's, and Pete's lets her get away with it. And I would just love it if he screwed her over. He's got a job, he's got money. And if he decided, you know what? I really don't want to move in with her. She's a big bag of trouble. That he moved into his own place and said, nope, I'm not having you here. That would be awesome. But that's not Pete's way. He probably will let her back in because he's a fool. Somebody pointed that out into his chat, though, when he said that he would probably move in with Chantal. They were like, well, then you're a fool. He goes, yeah, I probably am. So, Pete, you're going to get so much hate from your subbies if you do this. There's going to be so many people that are going to be ticked off with you. But you're inviting this into your life. You could easily you're at a crossroads right now. You could take one side, take care of yourself, leave Chantal alone, and everything you do will have a nice reward. Or the other side is, you know it's going to be bad. That's the worst part. You know it's going to be bad. You know what she's going to do. You know what she's like, and yet you're signing up for it anyway. Well, a fool and his money are soon parted, and she's going to be coming for all of yours, Pete. You got to know that. Sinatra says she's losing her grip on reality. Being mad at someone for not liking what's said in their chat is crazy work. This is her just getting control of Pete's. She's getting started early. She's not even in Canada, and she's already like setting the tone for how things will be if she moves in with Pete's. Like she's already establishing herself as the boss. I'm the boss, Pete. I dominate. I have dominion even over your chat. I would tell her to go kick rocks. But he needs to grow a spine and just tell her to go sit and spin. He really needs to tell her that. Science Girl says a giant ice bed for a red panda on a hot day. This panda's like, this is nice. I'm sure it feels really good if you got a big, thick coat like that. The ice feels good. You can cool down really quick. That panda's like, I love this. Life is good. Your mom's emotional support, Karen, says Chantal is manipulating Pete again, and she isn't even in Canada, right? No big surprise. He'll be her servant again if she actually moves back there. Again, it's his choice. It's his life. If he wants to sign on to it, but I would not be surprised if a lot of his subbies get so angry that there's a mass exodus off his channel. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're so disgusted that they leave. I don't know what Pete's thinking is. Maybe he's thinking, she's getting everybody back together. She's getting the gang back together. We're going to do Crackhead Olympics 2.0, and I'm part of the original cast. This will be good for my channel. I'll get views. Will you though, Pete? Will you? I don't think you will, sir. I think you're going to lose far more than you gain. Mrs. Floopa Booty says, seriously, is this a troll? All right, so that's just the comments that she said to Pete's. Goose Chuck. Goose Chuck. So everybody's talking about this. Tat Von B. This is why I love Girl World. So the last slide that Chantal did, she turned her camera on. It was like 3 frames. That's why it was really, really hard to catch. But Goose Chuck, hey Goose Chuck, you still suck for the pictures, by the way. Anyway, Goose Chuck says, if it's online, it's public, and we can talk about it, right, Foodie Beauty? Thank you so much for the diligent catch, Milky Chai. Yeah, because Milky got it. You can see Milky's catch about 25 minutes into Milky's last live stream snipe. And thank you, Enola Raven Mare, the saltiest of my bullies, for keeping me in the loop while I'm at the barn. In case you can't see it, I do a little fryer tub chicken hair mat for y'all. The white is outlining her thumb. Yeah, it was a really, really hard catch. I mean, like 3 frames. It's all we had to work with is 3 frames. It's dark, but she had her hijab off. Aw, nature is phenomenal. I don't understand how people can hate these little friends. A friendly reminder that humans domesticated pigeons and then abandoned them, but they never stopped loving us. Aw, that's a beautiful pigeon. Pigeons get a lot of hate. I don't know why pigeons get a lot of hate. And they're just birds. Okay? There's nothing wrong with the pigeons. The Tone Knob says, you think Foodie Beauty realizes that most of our audience is only watching her to witness her unalive herself in real time? That's the kind of support she has. People egg her on to eat more, do more rugs, and rage at reactors. The few that don't are the ones paying money to do it with. Yeah, you know what? Any beezers that they're speaking up and they're getting loud over the reactors are evil people. Any beezers over on Chantal's side of the fence that you're encouraging her to eat, despite the fact that you know that she's a food addict. You are encouraging an addict in their addiction. You're bringing up food. You're purposely triggering her. You're giving her money knowing full well she's going to use it for food. Don't talk to me. Or as Foodie would say, don't talk to me. Seriously, though, don't talk to me. I don't like Foodie. I don't like her at all. But as much as I don't like her, knowing that she's an addict, I would never encourage her in her addiction. That's just foul. That's evil. To sit there and act like a friendly face, and at the same time, you're being underhanded, encouraging an addict to indulge in their addiction, knowing full well that they're already sick and that's going to make them sicker. That might land them in the hospital or a casket. That's crazy work. I love you, Foodie. I love you so much. You're so great. We support you. Yeah, you support her in all the wrong ways. It is possible to support an addict in healthy ways, through advice, giving them a phone number, emotional support without funding the addiction. But there's too many people funding that, keeping it going. They've been keeping it going for years. So, as long as that's going on, I don't want to hear nothing about the reactors, how evil we are. We're just giving our opinions, but we're not encouraging her in her addictions, okay? Some of y'all are, though. Let's see. Oh, what's we got here? Enigma 2025 says Chantal tried to manipulate him to move in with her while other viewers were in there telling Pete not to. Pete didn't give his full attention to her, and I guess she got upset that others sounded like they were trying to tell him how to run his chat, but they weren't. Well, she tried being basically a boss, and it's like, this is not your chat, Chantal. Back out. Enigma 2025 says it's almost 5 a.m. in Syria. Does Salah know where his wife is talking to? Well, they're separated allegedly. So, unless he's divorced her, right now it doesn't matter. Besides, a YouTube marriage is not a real marriage. Like, all she had with Salah was a YouTube marriage on paper. Enigma 2025 says she fights with everyone everywhere she goes. She only talks about food, nothing else. So here's one of Pizza's subs saying, OMG, not everything needs to be about food. I'm enjoying this music talk. Because Foodie wanted to talk about food in his chat. Foodie says, so ignore it, Canuck. Hey, how about not creating an environment where people are talking about food? That's a truck outside. Sorry, Lord, their brakes. So yeah, there's Foodie in his chat. Like, she wasn't in there for just a second. She stayed in there for a while. Hectic Llama says, you don't have to plan it, Foodie. It comes naturally. Sophia Pine says, I'm not planning to self-destruct for people's entertainment, says the woman who's been wrecking her life like there's no tomorrow for 8 years. Yep, it's a natural talent that Foodie has, like just wrecking her life. Oh, nature is phenomenal, says they are like, don't mind us, guys. We are just chilling. This is the definition of chill. These deer are like, we found like a little mister. We are definitely chilling out right here. We are comfortable. We are happy. All right, that's it for the Twitter peeps. Did not take us long, and that's fine by me. We're going to get into her coffee bees, and I already know Spicy Rose is going to come out. She's asking for it. She's really asking for it. But you know what? I'll let Spicy Rose out, and then I'll go on with my day. It's not a big deal. And she turned the camera on for once. Good for you, Chantal. Cam up. Let's do this. Yeah, and for the record, her internet is terrible today. Ooh, she's streaming in Minecraft today.
Nothing happened.
Definitely not Swag Daddy says, what happened in Pizza's chat? Well, Chantal was showing in her entire butt, both cheeks, full moon in Pizza's chat, trying to take over his channel, take over the chat when she had no right to. She may be a mod, but you know what? Even if you're a mod on somebody's channel, you're just a mod. I don't care if you have another channel, you are just a mod, and you tip your hat to the content creator, because you basically take your cues from whoever the creator is having the live chat. You don't become the boss of everything, and she was trying to be the boss of everybody and everything.
This is why I can't go live, because the internet. And if I have my camera on, it's even worse. I know I blocked her. I'm annoyed with her. She's annoying as hell. Yeah, Arabic coffee is really strong.
And if you're moving in with Pete's, I don't think you have the right to call it your place if Pizza's name is on the dotted line. If it is, we're going to find out. I'm sure he's going to tell us. And I can already see how things are going to go, Foodie. You're going to use Pete's to get into a place. I don't know what you said to him, but you're going to use him to get into a place, someplace where you can crash, lay your head without your name being on the dotted line, and then you're going to screw him over. But you're playing with fire that way. Pete's, he's got a short temper. He might be at his wit's end. You don't know. And if you screw him over financially, he may be like, that's it. I'm going to let everything out. I don't care. She screwed me over for the last time. It might happen. You might push him too far. So if you move in with Pete's, I'd be treading very carefully. I'm not saying you do anything to you physically. No, that's not it. But he might decide enough's enough. I'm tired of this wench screwing me over. And I'm just going to let everybody know how awful she is.
Christina, Scapegoat, Tiny Shamrocks. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to go back, honestly. I still have like forever. Feels like forever, but whatever. Thanks, Noodle. No, I'll never get a Labubu. Maybe to run over one. I look like I lost weight? Probably not. Fat as ever. Hey, Chili Chi. Thank you, Julia. I don't know. I just found this hijab. I just put it on. I've been wearing the same clothes. Like, laundry's harder to do here. So.
You know, I'm not, it's not like I'm looking for something. It's just something I'm noticing. Like your eyes look a bit weird today. Did you take something? Did you take something to sedate yourself? I mean, it's not bad, at least not right now, but did you smoke something, take something? Because you seem a little, you know, mellowed out.
Really, Mike?
Like your eyes, man.
That's the thing. If I ever didn't have a hijab on, you would see all my chins and all their glory. But I don't care. I know, Christina. I'm so excited. Hey, Bindi. You've done laundry in a tub? Yeah, it's, yeah. Going to a fancy wedding. I got invited to a wedding tonight, but don't feel like it, honestly.
Chantal, the social butterfly that never goes anywhere. The one that doesn't like to be around family or anybody else's friends, that only wants to be with one person. According to her, she's getting invited to everything. Oh, the family wants to hang out with me. You mean the same family that you are accusing of being dangerous? That one? The same family that when you were invited on a trip, you had a complete fit and had Salah drive you 6 hours back? That family? Chantal, how much do you think we're going to believe with your lies? You caused an entire scene with a vacation. So why would somebody invite you to a wedding with you acting like that? Why would anybody do that, knowing that you're just a big mass of misery and you're a happiness hater? You are. You're a happiness hater. You hate other people being happy because you're going to feel left out, because the ways they feel happy, you don't feel happy. You're happy being in a room by yourself, eating, making a fool of yourself online. Other people find happiness going out in nature, spending time with people. You don't understand nor make room for other people's happiness, and you resent other people being happy.
If people weren't weird, we could do a countdown. Yeah, and that's like when I move, I have to like set up designated streaming areas in my house. Like I'm not going to be able to just do a apartment tour for you guys. I can't do any of that stuff.
That's okay, Chantal. If you're moving into an apartment, just stay in your room. That's what you did before. Crackhead Olympics, you just stayed in your room every day. You didn't go anywhere. So it's not a problem. Just stay in your doggone room.
Sane people ruin it for everyone.
No. You can't put this on Girl World. You decided to make the reputation that you did, that you do. You wanted to be the one that was most despised and most hated. You crafted this reputation over the course of years. You reveled in being despised. Like you're walking to the crowd and you revel in people throwing tomatoes at you and booing at you. And you're the idiot that you're not careful with where you are, what details you show. You get messy, you get sloppy because you get high and you forget. And that's your fault. That's completely your fault.
Halloween wedding? Maybe not like a green screen, but like a wall with like decorations in the back. Like,
You know what? I just had a thought. So according to Chantal, there was a wedding today. Interesting. I wonder who's getting married. Salah, you getting married over there?
I don't know. It might be a kid. Swag daddy. It might be a kid. Yeah, I want to Hollywood using blue screens now. A green screen can be a lot of fun. I find them like,
You know what the crazy thing is? Chantal had the whole doggone setup. She had the ring light. She had a green screen, a big one, a nice big one. She never used it. She had the whole doggone setup and she never used that stuff. Never. She rarely used it.
kind of tacky, but probably the best protection. I don't know, Julia. Probably really dress up nice. We want to see you in the kitchen. I know, but I don't want to be doxxed.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen. And not because I'm going to do it, Chantal. Let that be known. I'm not going to dox you, but I know other people will. I know the kiwi farmers are going to be on your tail looking for whatever details. And you're stupid. You'll show things. You'll show where you're at. You'll there's just too many details to cover up. Okay? You're going to get found out.
I'm not afraid of people knowing my address and coming to hurt me. I'm afraid of people because quite frankly, if you show up at my door, I'll just call the cops because I'm not going to go to jail for self-defense, but
Yeah, speaking of people knowing where she lives, so Chantal was talking about a wish list. The moment you put a wish list out there, Foodie, people are going to know your address. Bang. So it's going to be just that simple. You want the Beezers to send stuff to your house? Somebody's going to find out where you live. But I wouldn't worry about people coming to your door, Foodie. I really wouldn't. Nobody is willing to go to jail for you. Okay, you're not worth it.
it's people harassing everybody. Like they think that, it's cool to like call businesses and waste people's time and waste.
Excuse me? What did you say? You had no problem having some of your people going after Perfectly Imperfect and her family and her job and her children. That was okay though, right? Yeah, that was okay. But when it comes to you, then you got a problem with it?
Or they'll swat you and waste the cops' energy and time. It's just like so ridiculous. I can't even deal with that shit.
You mean like how you were wasting police time when you were going to the police station allegedly to report Natter for what? Because he was with Dee Dee and Dee Dee wouldn't go home and you wanted to spend time with him and you were trying to get control over Natter? You had no problem wasting police time then. Having the cops called on his house out of revenge because the Beezers were gassing you up. And you also have no problem not just wasting police time, but the time of the healthcare system. How many times when you were in Canada did you do the ERBs when you really didn't need the emergency room? You were just doing it for attention and deflection. Like you just think everybody's at your beck and call.
Yeah, Christina, right. I'm not giving my address, Julia.
Oh, but you will. If you have a wish list, you can't put a P.O. box. You're going to need an actual address. So where's stuff going to be sent?
Unfortunately. Mm-hmm.
And look, Chantal, I don't know if you're moving into an apartment, but you better behave yourself. Because one thing I will tell you about apartments, the walls are thin. So if you're all up in an apartment and you're being loud and you're screeching and you're laughing and you're nasty and you're not picking up the garbage and you create a situation where there are cockroaches, those tenants are going to complain. And I wouldn't blame them if they did. You got to be respectful around other people if you're in a space that, everybody's within close quarters of each other. So don't be obnoxious wherever you plan to move.
Yeah, they've called the cops. The cops show up, okay, and then they leave. Like, it doesn't scare me. It doesn't do anything but piss them off. Like, waste their time when they could be helping someone more urgently.
Well, also could be said about you using the healthcare system in Canada. You going to the ER when you don't need to go to the ER. You're wasting the resources and the time of people that could be better served serving somebody else who really does need help.
Yeah, exactly. I say I'm not dealing with that. It's
So
not trolling. It's criminal behavior. It's illegal to do that. And you know what? I blame, like, they should be able to trace these people. You're like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bother you that this is happening. This has got to be happening in the age of the internet so much these days. You know? Like, they need to be held accountable. And restaurants should not be doing cash on delivery anymore. It's 2025.
excuse me? Why do you have a problem with that? Oh, wait. I remember now. I remember when you were at the Canadian Villa that you would get on live stream and basically show yourself ripping off the restaurants using Postmates and Uber Eats. You couldn't do it going to an actual restaurant in person, but if you did Uber Eats or Postmates, you would get the food, you would eat most of it, and then claim that it wasn't good just to get a refund. You basically want to eat for free, you scammer. Ripping off businesses that way when there was nothing wrong with the food. So you're mad now because they want cash on delivery? They're not going to let you get away with just getting free food? That makes me sad actually, because it makes me think maybe there's a lot of people that use Uber Eats and Postmates to scam, which makes it harder on other people who use Postmates and Uber Eats the right way. People that actually need help, they can't go to the store and they don't have a car. And Uber Eats and Postmates helps them out a lot get groceries. It's because of freaking people like her that makes things hard for those who are honest.
Move on to digital. Like, yeah, but VPNs, investigators can see through that. They have system for that. Hey Tracy. Hey Wiley. You're babysitting? Have a good time.
Jesus Christ says, I hope we can at least do an Amazon wish list. Can you hide shipping address on there? Nope. No, you can't. You cannot. When a person goes to pay, you see the shipping address. It's not private.
Trolling is on the internet. That's going real life. Exactly. What did go to the police when you get there and tell them you've gotten threats of swatting so they get a call, just ignore. Hey Monica. I think they have to investigate when someone calls, because they call in, they say this person has pews, this person is threatening to unalive. Like, they go like.
And Lyra says about the whole cash on delivery thing, some people can't pay digitally. Right. Some people just can't.
All like, they think they have something wrong with their brain. They think that that's like a cool, funny thing to do. Like, haha, I got you. No, that just proves how mentally disturbed you are, and you're adding to your negative karma bank. And
What do you care, ma'am? You don't have a negative karma bank. You got an entire U-Haul storage facility full of bad karma. Like there are just units and units of bad karma just stacked on top of each other. What do you care about somebody's bad karma? What is it your business? What do you care what other people do? See, this is your problem. You get all into everybody else's business and you don't take care of your own. You're over here like trying to be the puppet master and like control everybody else. Meanwhile, you're out of control. The first person you should control is you, but you never have, because controlling yourself would mean you got to sit down with yourself and take inventory and take stock of all your problems and all your issues and try to figure out how to fix some of them. You don't want to do that. You don't want any accountability and responsibility in your life. So to deflect and distract, you try to control other people. What's going on here, here? Girl, then the tip of your nose must be worn down to the nub because you just keep putting it in everybody else's business. Quit it.
yeah. Thanks, Katie. Name one person who does that who's living an awesome life. Hey, Katie. Katie and Katie. I'm not scared living alone. I'm not scared of people.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're scared of living alone because you know, health wise, you're at a place where it would be kind of dangerous for you to live on your own. I mean, living with Salah, you've fallen at least twice. What if something medical happened to you? Who's going to pick up the phone and call 911 if you're in a medical situation? You're at the place now where you need a caretaker. And you got yourself to that point.
Jessica, member for 12 months. Welcome to your recipes. Yeah. Exactly. Like, people are unhinged and dangerous. Oh, well. I'm not even saying how many bedrooms I got. Hey, October Rose, YouTube lover. Yeah.
You know, Chantal, you're trying to act like some big time celebrity. That a lot of people in girl world are going to act like paparazzi and just go to Canada and hide in the bushes just to get one picture of you. You're not that important. You live in Canada. A lot of us that watch you or react to you, we are not in Canada, and we're not going to spend the money to get a plane ticket to go up there to just to catch a glimpse of you. Girl, get over yourself. Get over that massive freaking ego. You are not a celebrity. You are not an influencer. You are someone that has a YouTube channel that on paper, it looks like it's 100K, when in reality, if you took away all the dead subs, you might be lucky to get 20 or 30K. Okay? Like for a 100K channel, you're over here so broke, you're begging money from people. You are not the big deal that you think you are.
Make your own bees room. I could make a bees room in my bedroom. Hey, Claudia.
Oh, Skull Panda says it's probably 2 bedrooms since Pete said he's moving in. Well, they're letting things out of the bag rather quickly, aren't they?
Meowsers. Pete said he's moving in. He hasn't decided, but...
Oh, you're just trying to cover it up. You are so trying to cover it up because you want to paint this picture of, I did it all myself. I'm responsible. I'm independent. Chantal, we are not stupid. You got a lot of things working against you. You've got an active bankruptcy on your record. You've got really bad credit. You've got very little money. You have no rental history. You got a lot of things working against you. And the last apartment you had was because of mom. So if you found an apartment, obviously you needed help. I mean, stop trying to paint this picture of, I did it all myself, when that wasn't the case. You went to Pete's. More than likely, you went to him and said, Pete, please help me. Do something, rescue me. And you pushed and you pressed and you pushed and you pressed until he did something. And once again, he's the only reason why you got a place to live, even though he could have told you to F off, and then your only option would be an extended stay motel, which there's nothing wrong with that. But for you, it would be wrong because it wouldn't satisfy your ego. But I got a feeling, y'all, like if Pete's and Chantal do move in, it's going to fall apart rather quickly. Here's how it's going to go. They're going to move in together. And then she's going to be like, okay, thanks, bye. And then she's going to go run off and go hang around with Natter. And Pete's is going to be angry about that. Like he's going to feel used. He's going to feel like a sucker. And maybe then that might be the lesson that he needed to learn. The eye-opening lesson of like, okay, so we're just basically doing this whole cycle all over again. It might be the eye-opener that he needs.
It wouldn't be now anyway. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Unless I completely redecorate my kitchen, so and like I'm not gonna show my windows, I'm not gonna show like door handles. No, Alex. Although, like, how am I gonna live and stream? Like, hey Nancy, Jack, Loyalty Beezer, hey Queen Beezer, all love here. I also lost my 30-month streak. Oh no! Yeah, you've been a Beezer for a long time. Thanks, Jack. Registered bees. Did I give the other person a bees? Bees. I don't remember. Like, this is the thing. Like, if I get my scooter,
you won't need a scooter. When you get back there, you might have a couple of weeks before the weather turns nasty. Anybody buying Chantal a scooter, you're stupid. You're really stupid if you don't sit down and just think about the logics of it all. Chantal's going to get a $2,000 scooter that she might use for all of like 1 week or 2 weeks, if that. She might take it out of the box and she might show it off. And then that's the last you'll see of it. She might actually take the scooter and sell it for money. And then what? Then she's going to say, oh, it's too cold to use a scooter outside. There's ice all over the sidewalks and snow and stuff. I mean, getting a scooter in winter is just dumb.
Obviously, I'm going to be scooting around.
No, you're not.
I guess I'll have to scoot far away from where I live.
Chantal would not be okay being on a scooter. Let me tell you why. Because she doesn't like people seeing her. And she knows that she's going to get attention if she gets on a scooter. And she doesn't like the possibility of somebody seeing her out in the wild and snapping a freaking picture. And then that picture shows up on Reddit. And then the picture gravitates from Reddit over to Twitter. And then from Twitter over to YouTube. She's going to be where she feels safe. And that's in a car, not a scooter.
Go like, and then they'll probably like, okay, her scooter can go 15 kilometers. So let's look around all the apartment buildings and try to narrow. Like, I have no doubt, like, even if I show one single little thing, they're going to find out. So
Yep. Yep, because we're not stupid and you are.
I have to be really ahead of the game.
But you're not. You're not ahead of the game. And that's why you hate Girl World, because we're always 10 steps ahead of you. And honestly, it's not that hard to get 10 steps ahead of you. It really isn't. You're not the careful person that you think you are. You're not the smart liar that you think you are. You give yourself away so easily.
It's so messed up that I have to think about that. Yeah.
Well, you should have thought about that all that time that you spend cultivating the reputation that you have. You want to be the most hated. You want to be the most despised. You want to gross people out. You want to say offensive things online. You want to go after people and dox them. You want to give problems to all the channels. This is the end result. Consequences, Chantal, they matter.
Yep. I know. They look at Google Maps, yeah. And they think this is normal and acceptable. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, gains and losses. Get a Ring camera. I should get a camera for sure.
Nobody cares that
It's far
much.
from normal, yeah. I will figure something out. Hey, David Media. Yeah, for sure. We seriously doubt anybody will. Yeah. Okay. It's already, people have already messed with my real life, so. I'd be upfront with the landlord. Oh, I was upfront with the landlord. Yes. Yeah, I did, Tracy.
Okay, this is some stupid advice. Baked Koreans block account says get a pew pew. Really? Really? You're recommending to someone who's never owned a pew pew for her to get a pew pew? She doesn't even know how to fire a pew pew. So why is she going to get one? And by the way, pew pews are not cheap. She'd rather take the money that she spends on a pew pew and spend it on nashies.
Hey, Tipsy. I don't remember if I bought cameras for the villa. Did I?
No, you talked about it though. You were acting like, oh, I'm so scared of Natter. I need security cameras. That's the whole night that paper clips came up. I got to come up with a safe word, y'all. Paper clips. And you said it to everybody. But you talked about security cameras, even though Natter didn't have a car. And he's not going to spend money to come see you. So you were in no real danger. You were just being way over the top with things.
No, it wasn't quick, actually. I was denied by many places for a place. Okay, right. Did you get my super sticker? No. Oh, I didn't. Gains and losses. Where? Oh, gains and losses. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's not reaction channels. It's places like Kiwi Farms that pretend it's normal and not stalker behavior. Yeah, they're so odd, like, honestly. And then they wonder why, like, their channel got shut down. Their website got shut down. Like, all they do is, like, disgusting shit.
You know what, Chantal, I've always found it a bit strange and odd that in your head, your grandiose ego, even when you get on YouTube, you try to present yourself as some sort of influencer or quasi celebrity, like somebody of importance. And yet, when people start doing some of the things that normally happen to real celebrities, the stalking and taking of pictures and trying to find out where you are. You got a problem with that. So on one side of the coin, you want to be a celebrity or an influencer. On the other side, you don't like what comes with that territory.
I know, Christina. Julia, thank you. Thank you. No, Salah's not coming to Canada. Once I leave here, that's it. My life is going to be my life. His life is going to be his life. Okay.
It's funny that you just said that, and yet you didn't look at the camera and say that. Did y'all catch that when she did like the looking down and the darty eyes side to side? She's up to something. I don't know what she's up to, but like she was lying when she said that.
Yeah, the internet's crap. Okay. Yeah, the internet's crap, Yes, we're choosing to be happy with life. That's right. Everyone should be. Turn off the camera. Now you guys want to see why I turn off the camera? Canadian internet. Adding to your goal. I wish you good luck and blessings happy for you. Thank you, Katie. Which food orders, Claudia? Thanks, Christina. Thanks, Katie, and thanks everyone who sent. Thank you. No, that's Julia. I totally get it. You guys never have to send anything especially if you don't have,
That is so deceptive. You don't have to send anything, but I'm just going to subtly poke at you by setting these super chat goals and pinning up my PayPal. So the intention is there, but you guys don't have to send anything, but I really hope that you do because I'm a greedy fool.
Thank you. No, I mean, I'm totally just moving on with my life. Like, we're co-parenting. Like, I have long distance custody of our cat, so I'm always gonna.
You don't care about her, and once you leave Syria and you go back to Canada, you're not going to give her a second thought. I mean, the fact that she's outside tells me everything I need to know. And the fact that she doesn't have a litter box also tells me everything I need to know. Where's Jay? Where's Booger? Booger's underneath the covers. Queen Booger's sleeping.
To make sure that she's okay and taken care of as much, and he will do the same, which she's outside right now. Where are you? I'm going to make, oh my God, to take care of her the way I always do.
You don't take care of her at all. Ma'am, if you're over there using pee pads for your cat, you're not taking care of her at all. What is this business with pee pads and cats anyway? Listen, how dare you? You know that cats are hardwired to bury their waste, right? That's they're hardwired into that. The cats would normally live outside. And so it's hardwired into them that if they do their business to bury it, and that's the way of protecting themselves against predators from finding out where they are. So how in the world is she going to do what she is hardwired to do if she's got pee pads? That makes no sense to me. Them leaving their waste out is unnatural for them. Anybody who has a cat will tell you that. Like they even as a kitten, they'll bury their poop.
She has to be let out during the sunlight hours. You found me in Kuwait. Julia loves Salah. Yeah, she does.
And Chantal, when you get back to Canada, don't even consider getting another pet. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense. Look, if you're going to be moving in with Pete or be moving in by yourself, just focus on you, man. Just you don't need another animal. Like at any moment, you could be going to a hospital. You could have a medical event. And if you're going to do what I think you're going to do, you're going to go home and have bee moments galore. You're probably going to end up in the hospital anyway. So while your health is teeter-tottering, there's no sense in getting a pet.
I seem happier in Canada. Yeah, thanks, Tiny Shamrocks. I can't wait till I have better internet also. Yeah, long distance custody. We have to share custody.
She's trying to act like she had a family with Salah and a real marriage when she had neither one. You know, and for the people that are saying when she goes back to Canada, she always seems happier. I agree. She always seems happier at first because she's back on her home turf and she's in her element. She knows where she's at. She can go where she likes. For a while, she is happier. There seems to be like a pattern of phases that happen. Phase one, she gets back to Canada and she's like, woohoo, you know, because she's back in the land of milk and honey, the land of fast food, all the fast food she can put down her throat, the land of dispensaries. She can smoke all the green there is in Canada and no one's going to tell her no. So there's this elation, ecstasy moment of indulging in the excess. And then it moves into phase two. Phase two, she starts to get bored. She starts to get lonely. Like the buzz from the food and whatever else she's doing wears off. And she's like, well, now what? I'm in Canada. Now what? What else am I going to do? I need someone to distract me. I need someone to amuse me. I need some sort of court jester to amuse me and keep me from getting bored with myself. She doesn't know how to amuse herself. She looks towards somebody else to be her entertainment. That's when the whining starts of like, I miss so-and-so and I want to spend time with him. When. You know, like she just, and it takes a little while for phase two to show up. Like she's always like chasing the tail of the dragon, going from one addiction to another addiction, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, looking for the next way to get high. And then she has her hands out to the Beezers, saying like, are you not entertained? I will be your entertainment, but you will pay for the entertainment. And the entertainment for this evening is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to overindulge. I'm going to overindulge in access and you all are going to pay for it. I'm demanding that you pay for it. I'm not going to pay for it out of pocket. I'm too entitled. You're all paying for it. So unless you want me to sit here in this room and be bored and bore you to death, fork over that money. Yeah, it's going to be like that, Beezers. You think I'm lying to you? Just wait. It's coming.
And block the fallen Beezers. I just blocked strawberries for being annoying. When I get to Canada, it might be a different story, but when I'm here, I'm just too grumpy.
Oh, you're going to be plenty grumpy in Canada. Your Beezers, the new batch that they don't know about you yet, they're going to see you plenty grumpy. Real grumpy. And why is that? Because the first time Salah does not pick up his phone, you're going to go off on him. The first time that Natter doesn't pick up his phone, or he says, I don't want to see you, Chantal. I've got too much going on over here right now. You're going to be grumpy. And the things that are making you grumpy, some of them you're going to be able to speak about. Some of them you can't. Especially when it comes to Natter. Like you desperately want to be reunited with him. And you're trying to be secretive about it. But the secret's going to get out anyway. I promise you, it's going to get out. Like your mental health is very fragile right now. Like it won't take much to push you over the edge. And if somebody tells you no, I don't want to see you, like that could be enough to push you over the edge. We'll see though.
Because of the internet. Working with kids like Seth.
Oh, just turn the camera off.
I don't know, like, if I want to unblock a lot of people, because, like, sometimes the trolling's annoying and, like, just ruins the chat.
What do you do? What do you do?
Yeah, see, I have to turn the friggin' camera off for it to work slightly better. Oh! Anyways, block everyone but me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. The passive. I mean, I'm okay. BBJ. The haters make you more money. I know, but at what cost?
Yeah, well, too bad.
It depends on the chat, Swag Daddy. There's like people who don't mix in here. I have like, you know, mature, normal people who I like to have a good talk with. And then there's just like, but the like funny trolls are okay. Hey, Simply Ravishing. I don't like people getting like insulted. Like insult me, I don't care, but I don't like when other people are insulted in my life or do you know what I mean? Like when I go back to Canada, I don't want to talk about in my chats. I just, you know.
BBJ says, let's insult Pete's instead. Nice attitude, BBJ.
Let's insult Pete's. No. And people go to his chat to insult me really bad. Like
that's his chat though. And that's not your business. People are talking to him. And since he's the content creator, if he's got a problem with it, then he can just say, hey, everybody, I am not comfortable with you talking about Chantal like that. But if he is allowing it, he's okay with it. And you, even as a mod, you ain't got no say in it.
My biggest haters. They go in his chat. Hey, Weird Barbie. I know, right. And pretend to be all like, I love you, Pete, I care about you. And then try to put a wedge in our friendship and stuff like that.
Is that what you're afraid of, Chantal? Oh, girl, you just gave yourself away. So is this what's going on, Foodie? You're working on Pete's right now to get into a place. You're working on him hard. Because you really don't have much in the way of options. Booger, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? You're working on Pete's. Trying to get into a place. And without him, you can't get into the place that you want. You'd have to go to an extended stay. So is that the reason why you're over there modding for his chat and spending time in his chat? Because you're trying to get some kind of control over him and you feel threatened by the people that are in his chat trying to talk some sense into him and make him think? They're trying to drive a wedge in our friendship. Chantal, if there was a real friendship, if you hadn't done him so much wrong, then there would be nothing that people could say that would drive a wedge between your friendship. It's not the friendship that you're afraid of. It's the control that you're trying. Can I help you, ma'am? What are you doing? You just come here. You're being a booger. But you're afraid of your control being threatened. You're over there trying to manipulate Pete's. And people are getting in the way of your game. They are. Can I help you, ma'am? Do you want underneath? There we go. Get in there. Come on. You want to get underneath the covers? Go on. Come on. There you go. There, I hope that helped you. But it's all about control. It's all about control. They're trying to drive a wedge between our friendship. No, they're trying to stop you from ruining his life once again. He put his name on the dotted line at the villa. And what happened? Your name wasn't on the dotted line at the villa. And you left him with $5,000 in damages. You caused a lot of damage in his life, multiple times. Ruined his credit, all that. So now you got a problem with people that are just trying to protect him?
And just like insult me. It's like, I'm his best friend.
Well, you know what? If you don't like people insulting you in somebody else's chat, either you can mute those people or you can leave. What you don't do is try to take over and dominate.
You honestly think that he's going to listen to some loser on the internet who he doesn't even know?
Ma'am, you need to be careful tossing around that word loser. You got a 100K channel. And despite the fact that you're making more than enough money, you're over here begging your subs for everything that they will give you. Be careful using the word loser. You've been on YouTube for 10 years and you've made how much money? And you don't have anything at all to show for it, not even good health. But you have the audacity to call other people losers? When you're the one over here grifting and scamming because you're so stupid that you messed up your life? Girl, you're the one with the big L on your forehead.
Like, people think, oh, she abused you. She was like, I've done a lot for Pete.
And he's done a lot for you. Let's complete that sentence. I've done a lot for Pete, but he's also done a lot for you. When you were with BB, he was still giving you money. When BB kicked you out, because of Pete, you had access to the villa. Without him, you wouldn't have. He's done a lot for you. He's gone above and beyond for you. If you're going to sit there and make that claim, I've done a lot for Pete. He's done a lot for you too. You put him in debt.
Okay, like, I've paid like the bills for a long time. Anything he...
Well, you know what? That's because that was a trade-off. That was the deal the two of you made. When you originally approached Pete about getting a place to stay, Pete was trying to be reasonable. He said, let me look for a place within my budget, not outside of it. So he started looking around at places, and every place he found, you didn't like. You called them dumps. So when you found a place that you liked, you know, because of the requirements, they would not approve you. So you went to Pete's and you struck a deal. Hey, you put your name on the dotted line. I'll pay the bills. I'll pay the rent. And you did. Also, thinking about it, you put Pete's in debt before then. So maybe Pete's was okay with the arrangement because in an indirect way, he was getting back some of what he was owed since you put him in debt. He knew that he would never get cash payments from you to settle the debt the two of you had between you. Everything you owed him. So he thought, okay, she's not going to give me cash money. I'll just live off her for a while. And in that way, I will get what's owed to me. But if it hadn't been for Pete and his good credit and his job, you would not have been able to get the villa. And here we are again, Chantal. History is repeating itself. If you move in with Pete, it would be because of Pete, you getting into the place that you want. What comes around goes around. We're here once again. It's not because of you. It's not because you've been away for 3 years and you got yourself together and you got independent and you fixed your credit and you could do things on your own. Now, once again, you need somebody else's help.
People are just full of crap. How did I ignore him for years? Internet.
You did ignore him. You did. Now, all of a sudden, he's got a job and he's got money and suddenly he's important. Of course, because that's what marks do. They put you on this a sliding scale of importance based on what money and resources you got.
The whole time, hey Shauna, I was talking to him.
No, you weren't. No, you weren't.
He's a grown man. He's not my child.
Yeah, but you know what the sad thing is? You're a grown woman and you are not his child. And yet you're expecting him to take care of you like a child. Take care of me, Pete. Be my caretaker. Go get my food from the door. Blow dry my fupa. You're not a child, but you're acting like one.
Like, I'm not responsible for someone's happiness. I'm allowed to be happy and like get married and like choose a different life. It's not abandoning him. He's not a pet.
But you treat him like one. You treat Pete's the same way you treated all your pets. You'll love on them in front of the camera, and as soon as the camera's turned off, they mean nothing to you. And you have no problem abandoning your pets nor people. You put them all on the same level.
Like, I'm not responsible for somebody's life.
Well, he's not responsible for your life either. So why are you going to him and saying, involve yourself in my mess? Why aren't you fixing the mess yourself? Why aren't you going to an extended stay and getting a room all alone? Why are you going to Pete's and even talking to him like that to begin with? If he was your BFF, for real, Chantal, if he was your BFF and you really cared about him, then you would say to yourself, you know what? I have been such a jerk to him. I have hurt this man. I have hurt him. I have put him in debt before. I've broken his heart. I cheated on him. I've done a lot of damage to this man. The best thing I can do is leave him alone. Let him breathe. Let him live without me because I am bad for him. If you really cared about him, you would have that attitude and leave well enough alone. But you don't care.
Yeah. He's done a lot for me financially in the beginning of our relationship and stuff.
There we go. There's a confession. He did a lot for me. He paid for everything. He sure did.
And I've done a lot for him too. Like, vomit. Somebody made a vomit ladle. Okay, what am I supposed to clean it out of the sink with? Exactly. A cup? He has like 20 ladles. He's not my child. I'm not responsible for him. He's a grown man.
Yeah, well, you need to grow up too. And you and Pete's living together it's a recipe for disaster. Because it's weird. Y'all just, let me borrow your heads for a minute and listen what I got to say. Listen, this is just my opinion. Chantal and Pete's, they have the same problem, only in reverse. Chantal has daddy issues. Pete has mommy issues. They don't want a partner. They don't even want a roommate. They want a parental figure, someone who functions as a parental figure to come along and care for them and facilitate this environment of you don't have to grow up. You don't have to be responsible. You don't have to be mature. You don't have to get your life together. You can be as immature and stupid as you want. That's why they're a bad combination. If they live together, Pete is going to be more in his shell than what he is right now. He's going to get more into his shell. And he's going to look to Chantal to pay for things. And and keep that comfortable bubble situation going. Likewise, Chantal, she's gonna be bossing Pete around and treating him like a servant. And she likes to have control of people. It's not gonna be good for either one of them.
Like as a best friend, yes, like I obviously like I've done nothing to him in a bad way.
You left him with a $5,000 bill for that villa damages that you caused. Did you pay it? Did you pay it, Chantal? I don't think you paid it.
always support him. Yeah. He stayed in his room because he wanted to, exactly.
That's what you want to believe. He stayed in his room because he's an introvert, he was comfortable, and because you used the entire doggone house for streaming. And you were unpleasant company. I can't imagine how you were back in the day during Crackhead Olympics, where you were on Coca-Cola and in your nasty moods. I can't imagine how unpleasant that must have been.
Right. Yeah, he really just he likes to isolate himself. And people think, oh, he's doing. People are just delulu. Exactly, Pipsqueak. I'm not responsible for anyone but myself when I go back to Canada. Right, exactly, MC. Leaving after his cat died. I literally went with him to take care of it. I came back, spent some time with him. I asked him over and over and over if he was okay.
Chantal, how long have you known Pete? You've known him for what, 15, 17 years? You've known each other since high school. Then you should know Pete's personality. If you had even a sliver of a heart, then you would know, like, you got a bully dominant personality. And Pete is much more passive. And he walks on eggshells with you in your hot temper. And he knew how much you were into Natter, how much you want to spend time around Natter. And he didn't want to ask you to stay there with him and just be a comfort, knowing it would set you off. So he's going to say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, just to avoid your anger. Now, I remember that night. Your chat was getting in your butthole. They were all over you, like, why aren't you with Pete right now? And all you could say was, I want to spend time with my boyfriend. And if I want to spend time with him, then I'm going to spend time with him. Pete is fine. I'm not in charge of his mental health. But all you cared about was spending time with Natter. You were all up in Natter's butthole because you couldn't trust him. You were afraid that if you left Natter alone for 5 minutes, he'd just make a phone call and have a woman over at the house. And the only way that you could be self-assured that that wouldn't happen is to be right next to him. Sound familiar? Kind of the same attitude you had with Salah. That's the only way you feel secure around a man, is to be sitting right next to them and know that they're not talking to anybody and they're not going anywhere. You clingy freak. But yeah, like Pete was going through it like he just lost Timbit. And you couldn't be bothered to stay just one night away from Natter and just be there in case he needs something.
So no, that's not wrong if he wanted to be alone. Some people don't want to be with somebody when they're grieving. He said he wanted to be alone. Right.
You know, Chantal, even as an introvert, yeah, you may want to be alone with your feelings, but it gives you a sense of comfort if you know that there's somebody nearby that you can talk to. It just makes you feel better knowing, like, if you start to be full of anxiety or sadness and you're like, I need to talk to somebody, that there's somebody there for you.
People just like assume things and then make me out to be a bad person on
You are a bad person.
False accusations.
What was false about that night? You left Pete alone because you want to go spend time around Natter. What was false about that?
Hey, Barb.
Ah, here we go. Thank you. Cloudy says, you stopped talking to him after you got married. That's my point. Not that he's your child. You said many times that you couldn't talk to him anymore. Right. So if that's true, then that means she wasn't talking to Pete for 3 years. She left him alone for 3 years. And now all of a sudden he's got a job and he's got money and he's got maybe a little bit of credit or something. Suddenly he's useful again.
Yeah.
Skull Panda says, if he lost his job again, you'll have to pay the bills for both of you. Rethink. Yeah, like it could be disastrous for either one if they move in together. It could be disastrous for him. It could be disastrous for her. If Pete flips out and says, I don't want to work, then no money from him, and then she's going to support the both of them. And her income is sketchy these days. Likewise, what if something happens to Chantal? I mean, what if? What if she ends up in the hospital and he's depending on her income to pay for things? I mean, this is not a smart decision on either one of their parts.
If he lost the job, you'd have to pay the bills for both of you again. He wants to secure, he wants to be responsible before moving. I want to be settled before accepting, because I neglected a lot, like the house, like I said. I regret leaving as much and not being there and just escape.
I'm going to say something that somebody else said in our chat. You can't heal in the same environment that you're hurt in. Likewise, with that, you cannot heal around the same people who facilitated that hurtful environment, who were part of it. So he's trying to get his life on track. How in the world can you get your life on track if you are next to and associating with somebody who is not only hurtful and bossy and pushy, but their life is completely off the rails? You are what you hang with, or if you don't start out that way, you become that. Birds of a feather flock together. Even if you're on the right track, if you get around the wrong crowd, the wrong people, they will derail you. And Chantal has a nasty habit of derailing people around her.
Escaping and being, like when I was in the abusive situation.
Oh my God.
No.
No. You're not doing that today. Say it again. Say it again so I have a reason to go off on you today. Do it.
Before accepting, because I neglected a lot, like the house, like I said. I regret leaving as much and not being there and just escaping and being, like when I was in the abusive situation. I just really, it was an awful time, and we've both grown as people since then. Hey, April. And all I'm concerned about back then, all I was concerned about was finding something to fill my voids, and I was doing that through.
Yeah, well, but part of your problem is that you're trying to fill all the wrong holes. You are very concerned with filling up all your holes, Chantal. All of them. All three of them.
These pathetic, letting people use me, letting these disgusting relationships. I want none of that. I want just peace now in life. I want peace, and I just want to, build.
You were hyper concerned with filling up all your holes. The mouth hole, the vajayjay hole, the booty hole with waste because you were eating all kinds of food. And yet you were missing the most important hole of all, your soul. Like there's a hole in here. And no amount of food or rugs or Amazon is going to fill that up. You're going to feel empty. All the stuffing that you do the other holes, they're just temporary distractions. And once the distraction goes away, then you're like, I feel empty again. Yeah, because you didn't fix the problem, stupid.
Build a home for myself, rebuild my life that I've destroyed.
Yeah, you destroyed it. Thank you for being honest. You destroyed it.
No offense, I don't want any man to ruin that. No offense, I don't want any man to ruin that peace. Like, I just want complete peace. I don't want to have to answer to anyone. I don't want to have to please anyone. I don't want to have to worry about feeling like I'm not enough in any single way. I just want to exist in all my glory and not have anybody, you know? So, ruin that peace for me. They want a pocket watch, but they don't harass FF Ghoul every day for 9 evictions. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Is she still bringing this crap up? Is she really doing this? Is she really bringing this crap up of like 9 evictions? Chantal, you might have had like 90 evictions if it weren't for the fact that every single time you moved in somewhere, somebody else's name was on the lease. At least the person you're talking about, if they have 9 evictions, because honestly, it's not my business and I don't care. If they've got an eviction, that means they were being independent and trying to take care of themselves. Maybe some situations happened, but I'm sure the situations have been resolved. But you, the reason why you don't have evictions is because you lived off of other people. Like you were basically a guest in somebody's house, but you never put your name on a lease. Had that happened, you might have 90 freaking evictions. But you go from guy to guy looking for somebody who has a house or somebody who has some credit and a job, and you can move in with them. So all this harping on, oh, somebody's got all these evictions, da 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 da. The only reason why it hasn't happened to you is because you live off of people, you leech, you overgrown tick. You find a host, you attach yourself, you suck the blood off of them, and you move on to the next. So don't come off as being all high and mighty when it comes to evictions, okay? Lots of people have evictions, things happen, but then you move on. But don't look down your nose at people for something like that. When you have made a lifestyle of living and leeching off of people.
I don't know how you get evicted 9 times. For true happiness, peace is wonderful. Yes. No, we're not promising we're not going to.
And you know what? Let me just go off on this person right now. MC's account saying people want a pocket watch, but they don't harass FF Ghoul every day for her 9 evictions for not paying rent. You know what, MC's account? I hope that you are never faced with a situation where you are on hard times. I hope that never happens to you. Because trust me, it'll suck. It'll really suck. How awful of you to judge a situation that you were not a part of. You weren't there. You don't know what the hell was going on, but you're judging. And you're using like the whole eviction scene like a mean girl, like, oh, you and your evictions. Get over your damn self. I hope that you are never in that situation where you're dealing with an eviction or an unpaid bill or unpaid rent. Excuse me. Because that is the worst. That'll be the absolute worst. So if you've never been through it, don't judge it. Don't.
Date anyone. I want him to move on and remarry and have a family. What kind of selfish idiot would I be? Like, what kind of a selfish, disgusting human would I be if I was like, you could never remarry, you could never have children, or I'm going to hate you? Like, that's so stupid and immature.
But that's you. You're stupid. You're immature. You micromanage. You want to be the puppet master. Even if somebody's away from you, you don't want them to be happy. You like the idea of there being an open door where you can maybe go back to them or use them for a resource of some kind. So, of course, you don't want that person to be happy with somebody else, because if that happens, that means you can't use them anymore.
9 times, yes. The farms had like apparently, hey Lavisa, all of like her documents or something like.
Chantal, you are so pathetic that at 41 years old, in order to get a place to live, you have to beg your ex to put their name on a lease. The last time you begged your parents, you're still going to mommy and daddy looking for help. Despite the fact that you got a 100K channel and you should be in a position where you will help yourself. You're still running around begging things from people. Girl, stop. Don't talk to me about evictions. When you're over there begging on your knees from people, help, because you're so out of control, quit it.
That I don't know. Like, whatever. I wouldn't even be bringing that up. I don't care about people's, like, I'm not going to go digging in people's life. But because you're right, they pocket watch every little thing I do. And it's like,
Chantal, this is really simple. We only comment on the things you say and the things you do and the things you show in your lives and your videos. You choose the content that you do on your channel. You choose what we know and what we find out. You're a lolcow. Lolcows are known for oversharing. You overshare too doggone much. Way too much. So you overshare because you need content. You need a way to fill up the hours and get that Google AdSense. And then you get mad at people for commenting on the things you do and the things you say. You put a topic on the table, we start discussing it, and then you get mad. I don't want them talking about that. Well, then don't bring it to the table to start with.
okay, but how about you and your financial history?
What about yours, bitch? You want to go there? You really want to go there about your financial history? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you in a position to look down your nose at anybody right now? When you've had one bankruptcy on your record, you got another one that's active. And I keep hearing that you haven't paid on your bankruptcy in months, which has gotten you in serious trouble. Hence the reason why you won't put your name on a lease. You don't want them finding you because I'm sure they got questions for you. You don't want your name on anything. You don't want your name on a car. You don't want your name on an apartment because then that would mean they could find you. They might come for you and say, hey, what's up? Where's our money? Your financial situation is so bad that you are actively hiding from people that you owe money to. It was so bad that you ran to Kuwait and then to Syria to hide away from what you know is coming. So, girl, be careful. Be careful what you say about others when look at the mess you made for yourself.
It's just so annoying. Yeah. Pot meat kettle, right? Like, I'm sorry, but the internet is like, pissing me right off.
Then get offline and go touch some grass. Go sit and spin without getting stuck. Go do something. Go have a Nashi. Go, like go to Starbucks or something. I don't know what to tell you. Whatever makes it feel better. The internet's really making me mad. Nobody told you to fire up a camera while you're mad.
Like, that's what puts me in a huge bad mood.
You're always in a huge bad mood. What's new?
I know. I want more fries and tendies today. I know. I know, Katie. Is it okay? But now, can you guys hear me? I'm so happy for like moving. Yeah, being Canada's. Honestly, like he loves Julia, but she's more my cat.
Well, once you leave, she won't be yours anymore, no matter what you say, because you'll be abandoning another pet. She's not going to be yours anymore.
In a way, because
No, not in a way. You can't claim ownership over an animal once you completely give it up. You're going home to Canada. She's no longer yours.
I wanted a cat and I like begged.
You wanted a prop for your show. Let's be real. You didn't want a cat. You want a prop for your show that you can use to make money with.
To have one. So it's only right for me to continue to take care of her.
But you're not going to take care of her. You're not taking care of her now. You don't even have a litter box for her. You got pee pads. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking serious? A cat and pee pads? Excuse me?
But he hasn't asked me for any money. It's like literally like a few dollars to take care of her. It's not much. You know, her cat food, her nails.
You don't care about her nails.
It's not much. I know, maybe I will do more videos. Can you guys hear me? Julia's doing an extortion bees.
What? Excuse me?
I mean, to be fair, Margie, you did tell Tracy to calm down, so she was just responding.
Okay, you know what? We're just about done with this live stream. So I'm going to end it here. Hope you guys have enjoyed this react. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.